Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome back to Football Manager The Basics. It has been a number of weeks now since the last episode, and that's purely because I've just been running the game along. I think the last update I gave you was in January, game January, not real life January, and you can see now we're in March. And I just did a little halfway through the season, show you what I'd been up to kind of thing. I want to draw your attention to this here. Media prediction 4th. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't quite achieve 4th. We achieved... Where's the table? I don't know. Got stages. Yeah. There you go, table. We finished 7th, so we were predicted to finish top of the playoffs. We ended up finishing bottom of the playoffs, and we only just scraped it. We actually lost 2-0 to Chesterfield on the last day of the season, which didn't do us any favours. In fact, I'll show you the fixtures. We had some really good wins, like a 3-0 win against Wycombe, 1-0 against Cheltenham, 3-1 against Morecambe, 5-2 against Exeter, 4-0 against Bury. We beat Portsmouth 5-2, and Portsmouth actually went on to win the league. So we had a really good result there. And then we had some really crap results, like the Chesterfield game, a 3-3 draw with Southend, where we actually came from 2-0 down. So we did okay in that one, I suppose. We also drew 0-0 with Wimbledon, 2-2 with Mansfield. We lost 2-1 to Newport County, 1-0 to York, 5-3 to Burton. Now that one hurt because we were in a really good position until we lost that one. And then we had 2 more defeats not long afterwards. And even this win against Scunthorpe couldn't quite put us back into the automatic promotion. Right, the last time we played Bristol Rovers, we drew 1-1 with them. And we've actually got them in the playoffs, which is exactly what I was hoping to show you in this episode. There it is. We have Bristol Rovers in the playoffs. First thing I wanted to show you, though, I was responding to a comment a little while ago where I think it was James Perry, again, our good old friend James Perry, who's always active on the comments. If anyone else out there wants to comment, feel free to, because as I'm sure you've seen, I always reply. But yeah, James asked about player instructions, and I was a little naive in my answer. I said in my answer, it was something along the lines of, hopefully the players know what they're doing from the team instruction, and if they don't get it from that, then we're in trouble. It was something along those lines. However, I hadn't really used player instructions that much before, and I thought I'd give it a go after reading that comment. So what I did was, I went into player instructions, and oh my, is there so many more things you can do with your team that you can't normally do. For example, let's choose this guy, the attacking midfielder who's currently playing in the trequartista role, which is my new favourite. I normally have the en gauche. Now I've got the trequartista, if I can say it. It's pretty cool, actually. The player just drifts around in space looking for opportunities to get the ball, and it's a really, really good position. But you can see here, there's so many options that you can ask them to do, and it's fantastic what you can and can't do with this. Let's choose another example. My midfielder's here. My deep line playmaker. I'm very tempted to change that, actually. But yeah, you go. Deep line playmaker. You go on edit and look at all these options that come up. You can have them shoot more often or less often. All these different options here. And it very much depends on who you've got playing in each position, and also what type of position. So if I change this to central midfielder, some more of these options here will unlock, and some of these will become unavailable. What I'm now going to do as well is go back into this, and I want to try and find... Yeah, I'm going to do it to this one. Not that one. That one. Yes. I'm going to move these two guys back to be normal wide midfielders, and then I'm going to move this one up here, like that, and this one down here, like that. Now, this is a new tactic that I've been testing on my old You Don't Want Anything With Kids file. And actually, I really like this. I think this works really, really well as a formation. And you can see I'm fiddling around here with this stuff. That becomes a defensive midfielder. This becomes the trequartista. this remains as a target man, and this one changes to poacher. In fact, does it change to poacher? No, it changes to complete forward. Sorry, complete forward. What we then do is go into the team instructions, and we change these to how they used to be. Clear ball to flanks. No, play out of defence is what we do. We float our crosses, exploit the flanks, play narrower. Play wider, drop deeper, roam positions, blah blah blah. We play a much higher tempo, and we allow our players to be more expressive. That's really, really cool. We change this to control. We then change this. Not that one, sorry. Player instructions. We choose the goalkeeper. And this is where I'm going to show you how to set this up from scratch. So, I want my goalkeeper to distribute the ball to my defensive midfielder. So there's this option here, distribute to specific. Now there's these ones here, like take quick throws, take long kicks, distribute to defenders. So he'll throw it out to any of these guys here. However, I'm a big fan of what Spurs used to do a few years ago. I'm not sure if they do it as much as they used to. When Harry Redknapp was in charge, and I witnessed this firsthand because me being a Steamish fan, Steamish played Spurs in the FA Cup. I think it was 4 years ago. So I saw firsthand how they did this. What they do is they have the two centre backs like this, and they have a defence midfielder. The two centre backs split, so one runs in this direction, one runs in this direction. That makes the two opposing strikers follow their runs, thinking that's where the ball's going to go. And then the defence midfielder drops deep, picks up the ball, and then he's got all of this space here in which to aim a pass upfield. And that is what I want to do. So the ball gets distributed to our defence midfielder. We pass it shorter, and we do... I'm going to do more risky passes. Maybe it's a bit of a too much for a risk in League 2, especially when you're in the playoffs, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to choose to tackle harder because what's the point if you're not going to tackle hard? We're then going to choose our defence midfielder. We're going to do shoot less often, run wide with the ball, pass it shorter, again with the risky passes, tackle harder and mark tighter. And that's that one sorted. We're then going to go for the trequartista. We're going to go for dribble more, shoot more often, because we want them to create the chances for themselves. Run wide with the ball. Now what it says here on the screen, run wide with ball encourages players to move into wider areas of the pitch when in possession in a bid to stretch the opposition and disrupt their shape. So what that basically means in layman's terms is take the entire opposition team onto one side of the pitch, so in this, let's say for example the right hand side, and that frees up space on the left hand side for your wide midfielders or even your left back in some cases to make a break down that side, and it just creates more space on the pitch for you. We're going to pass it shorter, and we're going to do fewer risky passes up this end of the pitch. So we're only going to play it if it's safe. We're going to say get further forward, tackle harder and mark tighter. Done. Now we're going to choose our wide midfielders, and we're going to set the same instructions for both of these. Shoot less often, pass it shorter, more risky passes, because when you're out wide you can sort of get away with it a bit more. Cross from the byline, aim at the target man. So that means they'll take it right up to the byline here and then basically pull it back. Get further forward, stay wider, roam from position, tackle harder and mark tighter. That's the basic setup of what I want my wingers to do. And we'll do the same on this side. So shoot less often, pass it shorter, more risky passes, cross from byline, aim target man, get further forward, stay wider, roam from position, tackle harder and mark tighter. Now our fullbacks, or our complete wingbacks, we're going to do shoot less often, dribble less, run wide with the ball, pass it shorter, fewer risky passes, cross from deep, aim at the target man. I meant that one, sorry. More risky passes and cross more often, because we don't want them... No, I had that right the first time. Fewer risky passes, cross less often, because we want them to actually pass the ball to the wingers and then get back in position. So hold position, stay wider, close down more, tackle harder and mark tighter. And then we'll do the same on this side. Shoot less often, dribble less, run wide with ball, pass it shorter, fewer risky passes, cross less often, cross from deep, aim target man, hold position, stay wider, close down more, tackle harder, and mark tighter. Done. Now we're going to choose our target man. Shoot more often, dribble more, run wide with the ball, pass it shorter, more risky passes, hold position, move into channels, tackle harder, and mark tighter. I will explain why I've chosen it like this. Basically, my target man is going to be where all of the crosses are aimed to. We're not going to play Route 1 football. It's not going to be the goalkeeper punts it up the field straight to the target man. However, once the ball gets out wide and we're looking to cross it into the box, we want our target man to get on the end of it more than our complete forward. And then the theory behind that is the target man then flicks it onto the complete forward, and he's the one who finishes it off. So, on that logic, we've got the target man can move into channels. So the ball can then be played into him. He can hold it up for the trequartista or the complete forward to run in behind and then pass it off that way. Or, if he holds his position, the ball's crossed into him and he flicks it on. That's the basic logic behind it. And then we've got the complete forward, who we're going to have shoot more often, run wide with the ball, dribble less, because we don't want him to dribble with the ball. We kind of want him to hit the shot first time, get in behind the defenders, and do it his best there. Pass it shorter, fewer risky passes, move into channels, roam from position. We want him to be constantly moving. Tackle harder and mark tighter. And that should be our team setup for the playoffs and for the next season as well, because this series will continue after this season. The last thing I wanted to do was set pieces, although I think it's kind of still set up properly. The one thing I will change is that one. Wait, was it that one I wanted? I don't know. We'll change that one to go forward. There it is. We'll change that one to go forward. And we'll change this one to near post flick on. Like so. And then defending corners, we pretty much want that as it was. So these two stay forward. Go back, man mark. We'll have this one as go back as well. In fact, we'll have that one as man mark. Might as well have our strikers man up. Like so. And then free kicks, a very similar thing. This whole ethos now of the wing backs stay back and the defence midfielder stays back if needed, if not, goes forward. All of these players stay forward. Change this one from mark keeper to disrupt wall. We'll change this one to just go forward. Don't want anyone to mark the keeper because they could be flagged offside. It's so easy to be flagged offside if you do something like that, so you might as well just leave as is. These two guys here stay forward. These three guys form a wall. And then this one can be man mark. There you go. And that's basically it. We are ready for the playoffs against Bristol Rovers. And what I'm going to do here is clear the selection. And when we come back in the next episode, we will choose our team. So, until then guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.